One thing that continues to be true over and over again is that underestimating Dogecoin is never a smart idea. The people who do continue to be proven wrong, and that is, I do not think, going to be an exception here. Dogecoin getting a lot of publicity from the Elon tweets, continuing to climb and climb and climb back from the hole that it was in. Take a look at this, an article coming out from Fortune. We saw many articles about this. They were covering my tweet, then Elon Musk responding to it, helping the market to see one of its biggest gains in a while here, with Dogecoin going up more than any other crypto. So it's not just the market returning, it is crypto specifically in the form of Dogecoin going up. Talking about this tweet right here where Elon says, BTC and ETH are pursuing a multi-layer transaction system, but base layer transaction rate is slow and transaction cost is high. Basically talking about how Bitcoin and Ethereum are not as good when it comes to actual transactions as Dogecoin is. Despite that, they have a significantly higher market cap right now. That's not going to stay the same forever. Dogecoin will catch up, I believe. There is no merit, in my opinion, to Doge maximizing base layer transaction rate and minimizing transaction cost, with exchanges acting as a de facto secondary layer. Exactly. Elon Musk coming in with the facts and information there is definitely great to see that. But there is some bad news as well in the crypto sphere. And we'll talk more about Dogecoin and what I expect its next move to be. A surprising one potentially. But this, TikTok bans influencers from promoting cryptocurrencies. One of the silliest moves I've seen in a while. Crypto TikTok is fun, it's entertaining. There's a lot of big influencers on TikTok right now who are talking about crypto and having fun with it. So for TikTok to come in and do this, it doesn't even make a lot of sense. But then you start to realize perhaps there is something else behind it. You know, I just can't quite think though. What could possibly be behind it? What could possibly be behind TikTok? I mean, we know it's based in China, but I just can't think of anything that could possibly cause this. Who could be responsible? You know, can you guys think of anyone who may be responsible for TikTok not allowing cryptocurrency anymore? I can't possibly imagine in my mind what could possibly cause this. You know, there's nothing that comes up. It could be any country in the world responsible. Really, it could be any government. So we can't just point the finger at anyone. We cannot point the finger and blame anyone at all for this. We have to just accept that it could be anyone. That's just the truth. We have to accept that. But for real though, jokes aside, I do think the Chinese government could have a part in this, because not that long ago we saw the Chinese government banning people from talking about crypto on one of the big social media sites there. TikTok based in China, did they have a role in this? I think there's definitely a really high chance that is the case. No evidence directly that it is, but I think so. People enjoying that. People enjoying that joke there. Yeah, TikTok definitely needs to get its act together, or else it's going to get roasted more. TikTok, you shouldn't have succumbed to the pressure regardless of any of the pressure from the outside forces. It still should not be the case. Absolutely ridiculous. Gigantic diamond sells for $12 million in cryptocurrency at Sotheby's auction. So people are now starting to use cryptocurrency for major transactions like this. We saw a house being bought with cryptocurrency. We've seen other things, condos, cars, everything you can possibly think of. Cryptocurrency is starting to find its way slowly into there. Right now, it is still hardly ever used for transactions. If you think that's going to stay the same though, and it's not going to be used for transactions, think again. In time, and it will take some time, especially once all of the exchanges start to have seamless integration for payments with different systems where they can actually get a percentage in certain cases. That's how they'll make money from it. The incentive is way too high for everyone involved in crypto to not be trying to push for transactions to be the mainstream thing. The loser in that is going to be the banks and credit card companies. Those are the losers, so we should look for them to continue to lobby to the government to try to ban it. Will they be successful? Probably not, but it is something to be watching out for. They're also going to try to use different levers of influence to try to stop from happening. Funny Mike though, 9 million. Think about that. Funny Mike, one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. Definitely a lot of fun to watch if you haven't checked out his channel yet. 9 million right now in Dogecoin. Pretty dang incredible to see him coming in with that. Everyone should be looking at Funny Mike as someone who is really leading a lot of this celebrity movement when it comes to Dogecoin. It's awesome to see. So thank you, Funny Mike, for the super chat as well. Much appreciated. But take a look at this. Crypto demand from millennials poses the biggest test for robo-advertisers. Advertisements are going to be popping up every single place you can possibly imagine for cryptocurrency sites. It's way too profitable for them not to be. And once they prove that model in the US, I continue to say this on my show because it's so true, then they're going to move over to other countries. Clearly not China if the Chinese government isn't going to allow it, even though the Chinese people want it, so they should absolutely change their stance on that. But they are going to move into places like Australia, into places in Europe, into places in Africa, into other places in Asia that aren't doing what the Chinese government is doing. South Korea, a big example there, where I think cryptocurrency can have a huge role in the economy moving forward. So many big things are coming in regards to that are going to absolutely change the game. They really are. Well, it's not only that, though. There are more negative stories around the world. Lawmaker in Paraguay, of all places, is now looking at the regulation law next week. So now we see Paraguay doing this. We see Russia doing this. Some senators in the United States are trying to push for crypto regulation. That is really the biggest hindrance to cryptocurrency going up right now. The second we see that lifted, and it most likely will be lifted, meaning the burden of that, and how will it be lifted? Once the regulations actually come in and they're not as bad as people are expecting, which is my prediction, then we're going to see that burden lifted. At that point, Dogecoin is going to have the ability to absolutely go crazy, and that's where the real excitement is. We do know Elon Musk is continuing to support it, also logically putting explanations out there for why he thinks it has potential, and continuing to look at the behind the scenes of Dogecoin and show what's important about it. Everyone and their mom should be looking at Dogecoin right now as a potential opportunity to see some really, really big gains. Bitcoin crash, though, is risking apparently going down to $10,000, says Scott Minerd. What the heck is that? Scott Minerd, isn't he that dude who said Bitcoin was going to 400,000 not even that long ago? He's flip-flopping all over the place. Scott Minerd, get your act together. He did not provide, in my opinion, any actual legitimate reasons for it to go to 10,000. Right now, we're seeing Bitcoin at around 33,000. So for it to drop to 10,000, that would be more than anything we've seen before in terms of a Bitcoin drop like that, compared to the top where it was over $60,000. To see it go from that to 10,000 would just be kind of ridiculous in terms of the amount of money. Percentage-wise, technically we have seen some big drops in the past with Bitcoin, but nothing like that money-wise, specifically with the price. So no, I do not think that is true. He does not have a good enough reason to support it, and it's pretty obvious what happened here. When he had a lot of Bitcoin, he said that. Now that he clearly has none or less, he's now saying it's going down to 15,000. Maybe he also just wants to get headlines. I don't know. If he just wants to get headlines, I guess I can't really blame him for it, because he's just trying to do what's in his best interest. But still, it's not something that you should look at and say, I'm listening to him on this. This is what he looks like. That's Scott Minerd. He has one of the biggest investment groups in the world called Guggenheim Investments. This is Guggenheim Partners right here, financial services company. Guggenheim Partners is a global investment and advisory financial services firm that engages in investment banking, asset management, capital market services, and insurance services. So with them being so directly tied to the banks, I do have a hard time believing that he's going to be insanely optimistic about cryptocurrency, which is why I was so surprised when he was not that long ago. I believe most likely he still probably knows it's going to go up. He just doesn't want to admit it right now. That's the truth. We can see here, and someone also asked me to talk about Tiger King coins fundamentals from Crypto Tank Girl and Twin Teacup Tiger King. Oh yeah, so Tiger King is definitely, I'm probably not going to be focusing ever on the other one. Tiger King right now has a market cap under $30 million. It's around 25 million. We saw baby Dogecoin going from 25 million to over $1 billion in a single month. Less than a month. And Baby Doge right now, whether you like it or not, doesn't have any significant celebrity behind it. Baby Doge right now does not have any of those things. You know what does? Tiger King. You know what does have big articles that continue to come out about it? Tiger King. So there's so many more advantages there. If Baby Doge can hit 1 billion, if Sheep can go above multiple billions of dollars and get listed on exchanges, I've talked multiple times with people about this. We do know that it's going to have celebrities coming on board and supporting it. We do know that there's going to be exchanges that are being looked at in the future once it reaches certain levels. So all of that is something to be optimistic about. It is, in my opinion, a long-term hold. I'm continuing to hold mine. I'm not selling it. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts there. We should rally in Twitter, says Joe Perez, to pressure on Robinhood for crypto wallets, hashtag Doge Army, hashtag wallets for Doge. I like the idea of that. One thing I will say as well, if you're doing that, you're mostly just giving Robinhood free publicity, because we can, to some degree, push for it. If we're pushing for it too much, though, I don't think they'll necessarily speed up the speed at which it happens. The incentive for them is the profits they're going to make from it. So I don't think there needs to be extra incentive on top of that for them to work faster. Perhaps, maybe, there's something in the company that I don't know, and it could actually help more than I'm thinking. So based on that off chance that it may help, I do like the idea of doing that overall. This right here is what we've seen. I'm going to go with the Dogecoin price first, but in the last 30 minutes, but on the 30-minute chart, we have seen a pretty dang big upward tick for Dogecoin. And one thing you'll notice, a lot of these people who just came in are now long-term investors. It's some new people too. Because of that, it has not fallen back down to where it was before the spike from the Elon tweet and my tweet, which gave people more information. Keep in mind, the tweet was not pumping Dogecoin. You'll never hear me say buy Dogecoin, and you'll probably never hear Elon Musk say that either. Elon and I would most likely, I know I wouldn't. I know he wouldn't most likely do that either, because no one needs to pump Dogecoin for it to go up. All you have to do is tell people the facts about it. Tell people it's one of the best currencies out there. Tell people and explain that, and people can decide if they want to buy it themselves. But over and over and over again, people are seeing the facts and information about it and deciding, you know what, that's something I want to hold for the long term. More proof of that right here, big time proof, as well as this chat coming in. Oh yeah, that's very true as well. That's very true. Someone said infinite Doge. Another person said, yes, stick with Doge. Yes, we will definitely continue sticking with Doge and continue talking about it. There's no doubt about that at all. Dogecoin upgrade, much change, much wow. More articles coming out about this. This one right here is from thestreet.com. This one as well, coming in from Benzinga. Dogecoin outpaces Ethereum 35-1 in fake sites as criminals target crypto coins and exchanges. This right here is why every single Dogecoin influencer needs to be verified immediately on all platforms. We're verified right now here on YouTube. We need to be verified on every single platform soon, and the other ones who are currently influencers should be as well, because this is just silly. This should not be happening. They're setting up fake sites using fake influencer names. You'll see comments down below where people will say things like, hey, text this number. Don't do it. Don't text the number. It's never actually me. I'm not going to do that. So just be careful. Never send your money to anyone under any circumstances, even if you think it's a celebrity or you think it's an influencer. Can you tell people about Kitten Token? I'm new in crypto, Doge to the moon. No, I cannot. In fact, I am not going to ever invest in Kitten Token. I'm sorry. Thank you for the chat, but no, I will not be doing that. Just based on the name alone, I can already tell it's probably not something I want to invest in, unfortunately. But good luck with it. Do you think the lawsuit with Robinhood, they might be more prone to pushing the wallets and giving a percentage of Doge going through their platform to push the IPO in the future? It's definitely something possible that they could be trying to do. There's definitely a lot of incentives for them to embrace Dogecoin as much as possible. If they're not, then what the heck are they doing? They should be embracing Doge. But yeah, their IPO is coming soon. I think that's a huge opportunity right there for them to say, wallets now, IPO if you want to come buy into Robinhood stock. But anyway, I'm Matt Wass. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.